Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando. We've got a Heresy Thursday, it's a long weekend in the UK, and I've got a package here, so things are looking up a little bit. We'll ignore the several £1,000 bill that I have, but it looks like we've got something interesting. The Legion Command Squad. So, here we have what I originally always called to be, it's going to be an upgrade set, not an actual kit, is a Legion Command Squad, and it's really weird because we've got them in Iron Warriors colours, which is just really, really strange. Which leads me to think that possibly, maybe what's happening is we're going to get like seasons with Age of Darkness. We're not going to get like additions, and the poster child will change, possibly. Or maybe they just desperately wanted to do some stuff for this, and it's being used for some, studio photos. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, we've got an upgrade set. It's armor agnostic, which means it fits with any armor set, and it's got a load of upgrades. Let's start. Okay, so we got some combat shields. I actually quite like them. I prefer the design to these than the combat shields with the assault squad. I think these are a better design. We have some heads. I do not like any of these heads. I think this all looks terrible. They all just look like third-party bits to me. They're not an identifiable mark of armour. They're just vaguely generic Space Marine heads, and they're very similar to stuff you would see on places like Cromlech or Anvil Industries, or any sort of website like that. Which is not to knock those guys, but it is that very much that GW has an aesthetic. It's an aesthetic they protect, and they seem to be slipping away from it, which is not good. If these had even been Mark III helmets, the new style that everyone seems to hate, with crests, would have been a better choice. I'm not a fan of any of these. I doubt I will use any of these. The bear heads they're bear heads. They're okay. One guy looks like he is pinching off the mother of all loaves. Actually, he kind of looks like my grandfather, which is not good because he was not a nice man. And we have several banner toppers that are kind of cool. This one's really nice. It's got almost like an Egyptian aesthetic to it. I like that one. I like the plain one. These two are good. This one's really weird. This one's a bit weird. It's an eagle being strangled by a snake and they're killing each other. It's great in the art. It symbolises the heresy really well. It's just a bit weird for a banner topper. We have a sheathed gladius with hand on the pommel. That's good. Nice throwback to some other kits. We have a gladius arm, which is a bionic, which is always nice. With empty sheath, which is again always really nice that you get little details like that. Finally, the plastic bolt pistol is the same model as the Mark IV kit comes with, which is interesting. And a head with an optic, which is always nice. Hands for the shields, a couple of shoulder pads, and a load of arms. So, all in all, an okay kit, and it will very heavily depend on the price. I don't think these are painted particularly great. I don't know who paints these, but there's something about them that just doesn't seem great. And again, this helmet really doesn't help. And the fact that they've missed this sodding great big mould line. Unless that helmet is in two parts. Don't tell me that's a seam because the helmet is in two parts. Oh my, if that is split straight down the middle, that's going to be terrible. I'm not sure I like this paint style. This image is much better. Much better. I do not like this sword. This sword, there is something about it. The cross guard, the blade size. It looks like something out of World of Warcraft, and as a WoW player, that shouldn't be an insult, but it kind of is. I'm just not a fan of the aesthetical choice there. The helmets also look better painted in yellow. Again, I think this is just a terrible image. Just really bad. And these guys being Mark 6 don't look particularly great either. He really does look like he's struggling. We've all been there, buddy. Eat more fibre, drink lots of water. That head's okay. Okay, we got an arm which is holding a helmet. That's kind of cool. That's going to be a struggle to trim that off and replace it with like a Mark 3 helmet or something, but I can do it. Have Dremel will travel. And, you know, we have a plastic banner, which is big enough for transfers, which is great, because there's so many transfers that are just massive, and they don't fit anywhere. So that's really cool. I like that. I like that you get multiple types of banners. You appear to have 2, which is kind of cool. So you could have one for a herald, and then one for the actual command squad. I think that fits a command squad better, the smaller one. You know, Company Herald, this is the, you know, absolute chapter... banner bearer for the force, and then this guy is just, hey, the commander is over here. So these sets will be coming out in 3 sets apparently. One with Mark 3 armor, so it's just going to come with a regular, the 5-man regular sprue, plus the sergeant sprue that you get in any of the tactical squads. So we're getting it with Mark 3 and Mark 6, which is cool. And a third option, which I'm going to assume is just this. Now, if it is just this, hopefully the price will be good to reflect that. And that'll be good because people like me, who have spending problems, have lots of models left over. Now, will I get this? I don't know. I like to convert models. I like to kit bash. This is not a huge source of bits for me. And I do have some company command squads already. And I thought I'd show them off as well, because I'm sure you guys have seen them before. But, hey, it's on topic. So the first up is my company command squad for my Sons of Horus. Now, the only unit or character missing here is the standard bearer, and that's because they're still being worked on. And they're armed with power axes, despite them looking like chain axes, and combat shields. Then they released the chieftains, who can take boarding shields and chain axes, so I kind of went, ooh, maybe. And they're all in Mark 5 armor, because Mark 5 armor rules. This was also... Sorry if there is so much wind, if you guys can hear it, by the way. I've had some building work done, so I'm airing the place out. But we also have a tornado warning here at the moment in the south of the UK. We don't get tornadoes in the south of the UK, so we're all a little bit bricking it at the moment. But I apologise if the wind is really loud. Yeah, so this was also my first sort of foray into 3D printing. These axes and the helmets and backpacks are all 3D printed, as are some of the shoulder pads. And this is before, like, the Mark 6 kit came out in plastic, so we didn't have so many studded shoulder pads to have access to. This was also very early on in my career of using oil paints, and I really like this squad. And then another one you've probably seen on this channel before is my Terminator Command Squad for my Indomitus army, with Herald and then some Huskarls in it. Now, unfortunately, this is no longer a legal army because Indomitus armor is its own thing, and, you know, I can't take a command squad in this armor anymore. So I have to run them as Tartarus Terminators instead, which kind of sucks. And these are power axes made by chopping the tops off Thunderhammers and giving them Dwarven axes. And there's all my command squad. So, will I be adding this to my list of things to buy? Possibly. I could see it working for the Alpha Legion, maybe, with different heads. Maybe I could add them to Thousand Suns. I could do Thousand Suns, especially with this banner topper. That would work really well for Thousand Suns. But I do already have a Herald for them. Yeah, I don't know. Put down in the comments if you think which army you think this would look good in. I'll probably get a set because I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to plastic kits. They'll probably be wearing Mark III because this looks so much better than the Mark VI one does. And I wouldn't be surprised to see if we get this for every set that comes out. Or if they eventually just discontinue the ones with the armour and only sell the one that stands on its own. So yeah, there's not a lot else going on. Lots of Age of Sigmar stuff dominating the news at the moment, and frankly I really don't care for Age of Sigmar, so I'm not going to touch that. I have 3 friends, surprisingly. I actually do have friends. It's not just a vicious rumour. I have 3 friends who have all agreed to sign up to doing a Tale of 4 Gamers style event on the channel. And what we are going to do is we are going to spin a wheel to pick what type of unit we are going to do. So, you know, heavy support, troops, fast attack, that sort of thing. And each, we have 1 month to then build and paint to completion 1 unit. And you have to finish it before you're allowed to start the next one. So if you get to the end, you're going to have an unfinished army by the deadline. And the idea is that we are going to do a fresh army, and then you guys are going to vote for which army you think is the best. And we're going to do some videos on it. Those guys, they don't want to be on camera, they don't want to be on film, so that's fine, I don't mind that. So I'll be doing all the talking, but they're going to tell you, in their words, what they struggled with, what they enjoyed, what they liked about this unit. And we're going to play some games with it, but probably won't record that. And so far we have a Tau, a Votan, and an Imperial Guard army. And I'm not entirely sure if I want to do Dark Eldar or Sisters of Battle. And it's not going to be a huge army, it's only about 500 points. But yeah, there's going to be a prize for whoever wins, from which, you know, whoever you guys vote for as having the best army. And I won't be in that, I will be excluded. And maybe I'll run it past you guys to see what we give them. And if there's a booby prize for anyone who doesn't finish. So keep an eye out, guys. There'll be more of that on the channel in the next couple of weeks. As always, thank you very much for everyone who watches these videos, even the ones who only watch for about 30 seconds. Thanks for everyone who pops a comment down there. I appreciate all you guys. Unfortunately, no update on the last video. No return from Games Workshop or the Black Library about what's going on in Canadianistan. But the Canadian government keeps passing more and more laws to make that place a hellhole. And as always, if you guys are in the UK or Europe, feel free to go shop over at Element Games, where you can get 15 to 25% offer from the price of Games Workshop. And you can use my reward code to double the amount of reward points you get. And that's down in the description. It's JAM737. I appreciate all of the guys who do use it. It's the best way of supporting this channel, I suppose. And also preempting thanking anyone who sends a super chat or super thanks. You guys are great as well. Right, well, thank you very much. It's a long weekend here in the UK, so I'm going to get some serious hobby work done. That is, unless the power gets knocked out. So expect to see some things like Solar Auxilia in the next couple of days. And, if this package is what I think it is, possibly some more Emperor's Children. My name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, you're great, I'm okay. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.